What's up guys? Welcome back to part 2 of my discussion of the Dragonstar archetype. This video will only focus on the Shofuku level eater loop the deck slash archetype has. I do a more in-depth deck profile in part 1 where I explain my current deck list, so if you're interested you can always check it out. I'll leave a link in an annotation and also in the video description. As said, this video will only focus on the Shofuku level eater loop the Dragonstar archetype has. Sadly, I cannot show any duels on DevPro because there's still a lot of bugs, glitches with the archetype on there. So the deck doesn't work properly. I'll do my best to visualize everything and not just talk about the loop itself. Hopefully it will be more easy to understand and see how everything works. Before I start, if you're not familiar with the Dragonstars, I highly recommend checking out part 1 first, or check out the other links in the video description. This way it will be more easier to understand everything said in the video. Okay, let's start. Short set. The Dragonstars are a new archetype in the Duelist Advent, the set that will be released shortly in the OCG. The core consists of 3 different monsters, Shungei, Heikan and their level 1 tuner Riffen. The power of this archetype lies in the fact that they can special summon each other from the deck when destroyed on the field, so either by battle or by a card effect, but they can only do that once per turn. The second advantage of the deck is that both your level 4 and 3 monster have the ability to synchro summon during your opponent's turn, in both his main phase and battle phase. So pretty much an upgraded formula Synchron. But you can only synchro summon during your opponent's turn if the other monsters are also Dragonstars. Not a big deal, as you will see in a moment. The last advantage is that all of your Dragonstar monsters have their own effect. Shungei, for example, the red one, gives the Synchro monster, where Shungei was a Synchro material, a boost of 500 extra attack and defense. Heikan, the middle one, gives your Synchro monster the ability that it cannot be destroyed by battle. The tuner, the right one, can be special summoned, or can special summon itself from the graveyard when a Dragonstar monster on the field is destroyed. So it's pretty much a built-in reborn effect. But when it's special summoned this way, it will get banished when it leaves the field. Okay, let's say we have, we are a few turns into the duel. This is our current field. Let's keep it simple. I have all 3 Dragonstars on the field. Either, thanks to their search effects or being reborn with Call of the Haunted, or I just normal summoned one during my own turn. My 2 back rows are Trapstun and Call of the Haunted I used last turn. My opponent has a nice established field of 4 back rows, a set armor and a Gear Gigant X on the field. I have my level eater set up in the grave, either by Foolish Burial, 1 for 1 or destroyed earlier in the duel. Now, the loop. I'm not going to risk anything and I activate my Trapstun now. And not when I, for example, go for the Synchro Summon, just to prevent cards like Blackhorn or Warning negating the Dragonstar Onslaught. My opponent has no response. I use all 3 monsters and go for the Synchro Summon of Shofuku. It's special summon to my field and it gets, its effect activates. So now I can bounce back cards on the field back to the deck equal to the amount of different attributes of Dragonstars I use to synchro summon this card. So that's 3, because fire, earth and light. So I can bounce back up to 3 cards back to the deck. So I'm going to choose 3 back rows. This results in the current field. Now I can use Level Eater, that's in my graveyard, and reduce Shofuku's level by 1. So I can special summon Level Eater from my grave. Now I can use Shofuku's last effect and destroy 1 card I control. So either the Level Eater, or you can also destroy the useless Call of the Haunted if you want. But now I destroy my Level Eater so I can reborn a level 4 or lower monster from my grave. And I choose Riffen, the level 1 tuner. And thanks to Level Eater, my on-field Shofuku is a level 7, and Riffen is a level 1 tuner. So now I can again synchro summon for the second Shofuku from my extra deck. And obviously it's summoned to the field, and I can again use its summon effect and bounce back cards. This time only 1, because both Riffen and Shofuku have a light attribute, so I'm going to bounce back his last back row to the deck. So now my opponent only has a phase on armor and the Gear Gigant left. And we can again make the same move with Level Eater, Shofuku and Riven to Synchro summon the third one and the last from our extra deck. So I can bounce back his armor and eventually attack over his Gear Gigant X. And yeah, with little no effort you pretty much cleared your opponent's full field, and only with Shofuku, Level Eater and of course the help of Trapstun. Now, of course, this loop can easily be disrupted. No Trapstun in this scenario and I obviously run into Blackhorn, Warning or Phoenix Chain. Maxi or Failure stops the loop, unless your opponent is stubborn in case of Maxi. Crow is also another perfect example, and the list goes on. Also, the loop might seem really far-fetched, but believe me, it's really not. Your Dragonstar monsters can recruit each other from the deck. On top of that, your tuner can reborn itself from the grave, on its own. And there's also Call of the Hounded, 1-for-1 and Foolish Burial. On top of that, the deck also has its own pot of avarice called Radiant Trail of the Dragonstars. You can send back 3 Dragonstar monsters from your grave back to your deck and draw 2 cards. And let's not forget Supply Unit, staple at 3 in this deck that gives you a really solid draw engine. There are definitely solid counters to stop the loop, but let's not forget the Dragonstars have the ability to Synchro summon during your opponent's main or battle phase. So let your opponent, for example, establish a field and let them set multiple back rows. And as soon as they declare their end phase, you can Synchro summon at the end of their main phase for Shofuku and blow their cards back to the deck. And yeah, they cannot chain their Phoenix Chain or Warning or whatever because they just set those. This also bypasses Failure. It's not part of the loop, but sure it can leave your opponent crippled. The move is very similar to Formula Librarian, the Formula Librarian combo and Black Rose during your opponent's turn. Okay, that's it. Hopefully clear enough and hinting what the Dragonstars as a solid upcoming archetype can do. If you're interested in my current deck list of the deck, you definitely check out part 1 of the deck profile, and as soon DevPro fixes their stuff, I'll start the testing on there. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lead them signing out. Peace.